Strings are value types, right? I'm sorry, strings are reference
It's
types,
a reference type.
right? Have you ever heard that strings are not reference type or nor they are value type? They are something which is in between.
They say it's a reference type, but it used as value type.
Uh-huh. You know, the problem with strings are that they are immutable. Means there's something, for example,
Not changeable.
if I go to this program, you can see this, right?
No, I can't.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
When I create a string object, string name equals to Pradeep. This thing will take space in the memory. But when you do name equals to name plus Kumar, you know what will happen?
Concatenate.
It will concatenate. That's how it should work, but there's a problem, and the problem is this object here,
Holding a reference to this.
yes, but this object will be destroyed and recreated as Pradeep Kumar. So every time you concatenate anything into an object, this is going to destroy and recreate, destroy and recreate, destroy and recreate. So that is why they are immutable. Means I'm not able to hold the previous object into the memory. Every time you concatenate a string, it destroys itself and recreate as a new variable.
Oh, it's okay. It's not just change the value inside the variable, but it just destroys the whole variable and creates a new variable.
Yes, that's how string behaves. That is where comes a new class, and that class is called string builder.
So why was it designed like that?
Have you heard about ECMA, ECMA?
ECMA. They're the European standard something, right?
Yes, they are the standard for languages, right?
Okay.
And since languages have been used from many decades, right? And every one of us is using them as they have been born, as they have born. And they have been used the way they have been used for centuries. So if I change something, means I'll be changing a lot of legacy applications.
That's true.
So still, even if these classes, these are purely object-oriented, they still follow ECMA rules. And these rules says, and every rules have, every type that you have in C# has their rules associated to them. And these types are created according to them.
So they're just following the old one, okay.
Yes. So, but since they cannot change the way string works, because many of us already knows this is how this works, right? So they created us a new type, a string builder type. So when I'll create...
So string builder is like it's nothing to do with string, it's a whole new variable type.
Yes. When I do name builder dot append, I can append.
So now you can type it.
Now I'm actually appending it. I'm not recreating. Look at this. Name is always this. Is this getting recreated? No, this is the same object. I'm referring to the same object every time.
So they created a new object called string builder to use
So
a string that isn't recreated.
Yes, rather than using concatenation of string, you should use something like this. And once your concatenation operation is performed properly, that is the time you'll assign yourself the final value with the help of two strings. So this is called a better approach.
Okay. But in these two approaches, right? One is creating and destroying it and putting a new one. And the other one is just created one and it's just concatenating.
Yes.
Are we getting a performance? What exactly is going to be better?
Of course, it is a performance issue here. This is for the performance because I'm talking about destroying an object and recreating it. What do you think is better? To just replace a value or to recreate it from the scratch? Means I'm allocating same object. If I'm concatenating 100 times, so I'm allocating 100 different locations for a same variable.
That's right, okay.
So it is according to the performance point of view that they created something called string builder. Look at this.
So instead of totally using the string, can we just use the string builder?
No, string builder is a type. It is not a string that you need to understand. So I have to do a toString to finally get the string from this address object that is created.
So for string manipulation, you should use a string builder. When the manipulation is done, you assign it back to string.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think it's clear.
Okay.
And I've got something called helper methods for validations as well. Means I've got
Give me 1 second. I'm just going to mark it down. Okay, thank you.
okay. There's one way for you to check strings, right? I've created something called hello world here, right? And this thing is now trying to, if you want to validate a string, you can use something called regular expressions. I've got a class called regx. This regx is some class which will take an expression, this, compare it to the string that I've created, it will return true or false depending on this, and I can say that my string is right or it's the string that I wanted. For example, you can use regex to have or to check whether the value that you're getting is an email or it's an email address.
Okay.
So what I can do is I can retrieve the email address from a text box, then I can have a regular expression which is validating a string or as an email address. I'll put it inside regex.isMatch. I'll compare these two and I'll get the value in here, and I can prompt the user, please enter a valid email address.
Okay. So you're using regular expression too?
Yes.
Okay.